good to see everyone here. Hope you're all having a good time at GDC so far. Um, okay, it's working. So, my name is Tila Nguyen, and I'm a product manager lead at Xbox. If you don't know what that is, it's very similar to the role of an executive producer at a game studio. So, it involves defining the strategy and figuring out the roadmap for our product so that it meets the needs of our players and our business goals. I've been with Xbox for almost 9 years now, and all those 9 years have been spent on building delightful user experiences for our players to find the games they want to play across the different Xbox platform. I have the privilege of leading a team of really talented product managers that focuses on building delightful experience to help our customers find their next game to play. So, why is this important? We know that there's so many games out there for players to figure out what to play next, and that can be super overwhelming. So my team and I, we spend a lot of our time doing user research, talking to the customers, doing market research to really understand what the customers want, what they need, and what they're looking for when they're looking for their next game to play. And so that we can help make sure that we show your games to the right players at the right time. I'm joined today by my colleague here, Jose, who you're going to hear from a little bit later on today. But Jose and I, together with our teams, we look at the end to end user experience for discovery and engagement on the Xbox app on PC so that our customers can find the games, can play, and can stay engaged. So, um, some of you may be asking yourself, wait a minute, is there like Xbox is available on PC and there's an app for it? So, yes. And we have millions of customers who are using it every single day to play. Um, so, if you already know that the app is available on PC, you may be saying to yourself, but isn't it all about Game Pass? Like my game is not going to be in Game Pass. It's not going to do well. Uh, Jose and I are here today to show you, to talk about the new experience that you're seeing here on the screen. That is not all about Game Pass. It's more. It has evolved beyond that. So we'll go into the details of what that looks like. Okay. Before we jump into the app, though, we first should understand the Xbox mission and strategy. Earlier today, we had a session at 12:30 called "Opening a Billion Doors with Xbox." That session was hosted by our Vice President of Global Partnerships and our General Manager of Content and Developer Readiness. If you attended that session, some of the content that you see here will be familiar to you. If you didn't get a chance to attend that session, I highly recommend you to watch that later. It goes into a lot of details about how Xbox is shaping the future of gaming by providing a cohesive and connective gaming ecosystem. So at Xbox, our mission is to bring the joy and community of gaming to everyone on the planet. We want to be able to empower our players to play the games they want with the people they want anywhere they want. And that's our commitment to our players. So, our commitment to you is to help you find the biggest audience possible for your games. To achieve this, Xbox is expanding to any screen on any device. We're going to do this with Xbox Play Anywhere. So, with Xbox Play Anywhere, every screen is going to be an Xbox screen. Sorry, this stopped working. All right, I'm going to use the computer. That's not working either. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Okay, so your games can be on PCs, Windows handheld devices, Xbox consoles, Samsung TVs, Amazon Fire TVs, mobile phones, and even Meta Quest headsets. And they're not stopping there. There will be more screens to come. Okay. So why is Xbox Play Anywhere at the center of our approach? This is because we are seeing an increase in multi-device usage amongst our gamers. We can see in this chart here that the younger generations are embracing multi-device play. Starting with millennials, you can see that nearly 50% of customers here, the gamers here, are using multiple devices to play. And that only increases with each younger generation. So if we look at Gen Z and Gen Alpha here, you can see that 50% of Gen Z and 55% of Gen Alpha are using multiple devices to play. Now, this is not really surprising because if we think about it, a lot of this generation have grown up with media experiences like Netflix, YouTube, Spotify, where the content is available to them at any time and on any device. So at Xbox, we recognize the importance of this shift and we really want to lean into it. We see a significant amount of players who are using multiple devices to play their games that they can pick up and play at any time. We see that multi-device players they're buying more games, they're playing more games, and they're engaging more. So I'm sure a lot of us here have had this experience, or you're probably going through this experience right now, where you start a game on a single device, like your Xbox console, for example, and then you need to keep coming back to that device to continue making progress, right? At least I am anyway. So with Xbox Play Anywhere, those days are over. With Xbox Play Anywhere, your games are going to be at the center of the experience. Your games are no longer tied to an individual piece or an individual device. It's now tied to the players. That's going to enable them to play wherever they choose. What this means is that the players can start playing on one device, save their games, and seamlessly move on to another device. This is important because, as we just saw, players are using multiple devices to play. They want to be able to access their games as they go about their busy day, whether that's starting a gaming session in the morning on their console before they start their day, or picking that up right at lunchtime on their mobile phone, jumping back in on their PC in the evening, or being cozy in their bed and playing on their handheld device, beating that last boss with their friends before they turn in for the night. Okay, so to recap, we have seen that more and more players are using multiple devices to play. And that enabling multi device gaming capability with Xbox Play Anywhere can help your games grow and ensure that it's at the center of the experience for our players. So let's talk about the app and how that can help you grow your audience, get more sales, and connect with players beyond the box art. So what you're seeing here is the remarkable growth of the Xbox app on PC over the past couple years. We've seen increase in both monthly active users and revenue. There are many factors here that contributed to this growth. The first is the availability of the Xbox service across the globe. So the app was released as a beta experience in June 2019. And since then, it has really grown with the Game Pass service expanding to its availability to markets in Asia, in Europe, in North Africa, and Middle East, as well as in Latin America markets. So today, the PC app is available in 86 regions worldwide. What this means is that the app is also available in those regions. The app, though, provides more value than just the Game Pass experience. It allows our players to buy the games and to play for games that are inside the Xbox subscription and outside as well. So, what that means is that the app is available worldwide where Windows is available. All right. Other factors that have contributed to this growth are features that we've added in the experience throughout the years. The first feature is that we are prominently highlighting Xbox Anywhere uh, in highly visible areas across our experiences. So you can see it on our homepage where millions of customers are coming, visiting, and trying to find the next game to play. It's also on our storefront experiences as well as people are browsing and trying to find that next game to play. The app also supports diverse business models to ensure that your games are successful. We've also, as we just saw earlier, the importance of multi-device usage, and so we were really leaning into that. And the team has really focused on building experiences that optimize for multi-device usage. Yeah. And then lastly, we've really focused on improving our content personalization algorithm here to make sure that your content is reaching the right players at the right time. And then we've also really leaned in on building, expanding our storefront experience as well to really help your games get out there, promoting your game so that it can boost the sales of it. And then last but not least, we've created what a page that we call Game Hubs. And what that is a page that is dedicated to live events and updates from the developers, from the content that you put in there. And Jose will share a little bit more about it later. All right. So we want the Xbox app to be the premier gaming destinations where our players can seamlessly access a growing library of high quality games to buy, to play, and to engage. Our objective with the app is to help you achieve a few important goals for your games. First, the app can help you reach a highly qualified and engaged audience. Did you know that a portion of our audience of our monthly active users are not Game Pass members? What that means is that there's a highly qualified and engaged audience already that's looking for the next game that they want to buy and play, and that could be your game. Did you also know that Game Pass members spend a significant portion of their time playing non Game Pass titles? So if you look at the millions of customers that we have in the app today, all these customers are looking for titles to play and to engage with beyond Game Pass titles. Second, Second, the Xbox app can help increase your game sales. So, we talked about this earlier. It supports multiple business models from buy to play, free to play, Game Pass subscription, and streaming as well. So, no matter the business model that you have for your game, it can help you succeed. With an expanded storefront experience and advanced personalization, you can be sure that your games is going to reach the right players at the right time. And then third, the app can help you grow playtime and engagement with your games post sales. We've created experiences that really help incentivize playtime and keep them coming back and engaging with your games. So, features like game hubs that we just talked about earlier, that really helps them come back and engage with the rich content that you have so that they can continue to stay engaged and interact with your game long after they purchase. All right. So that was a quick high level overview of about the app, how it can help you, how it can help your game succeed. Let's now get into the juicy details of each of the different areas. All right. So when we talk about reach, we're talking about Xbox Play Anywhere that we talked about earlier. How will the app help you expand your reach if you create and publish an Xbox Play Anywhere game? First, with more Xbox devices than ever, Xbox Play Anywhere games have the chance to reach players on their preferred devices with Xbox. Second, Having your game be an Xbox Play Anywhere game, you're going to encourage more playtime because people can start playing on one device and seamlessly transition to another. We've seen that games that support Xbox Play Anywhere titles, it has seen a 20% increase in play hours per player. And then third, as Xbox Play Anywhere expands, the games that are in the catalog can benefit from prominent placement of it being on some of the very highly visible areas that we've talked about, like our homepage and our storefront page. It also has the chance to be part of the story, and it benefits from multi-channel marketing program that expands beyond Game Pass. So like in emails, on console, and across a bunch of different devices as well. Okay, so to support Xbox Play Anywhere, you're going to need to implement cross progression and cross entitlement. Cross progression is you need to implement cross progression. What that does is it helps ensure that players can pick up where they left off on another Xbox screen so they can bring all their saves, all their game add ons, and all the achievements with them. Cross entitlement ensures that your games can be purchased once and play anywhere on any Xbox screen. And if your game has co-op or multiplayer experiences, you're going to want to enable crossplay as well. What that does, it helps ensures that players on different consoles, on different platforms or operating system can play together. And that's going to help you broaden your player base. All right. So, as we shared earlier, more and more people are playing games on multiple platforms. We're seeing this trend with the Xbox app on PC as well. So, over the last 6 months, we've seen a steady increase in active users playing on their Windows handheld devices. This is a growth trend that we anticipate will continue with the growing popularity of gaming handheld devices and the accessibility of it. One of the key features to enhancing the Windows handheld gaming device experience is something we call compact mode. What this does, it allows your games to shine on smaller screens by giving it more space to browse and giving players the chance to quickly come back to the game that they've been playing. It ensures that high quality gameplay without compromising the visual and the functional aspect of it. This mode makes it easier for them to navigate and to interact on smaller screens. Another important feature is controller first navigation. This was really designed to make it easier for our gamers to use and to play on their handheld device. This means that player on handheld devices can easily navigate through the app, buy the game, and play the game without needing to switch to a mouse or keyboard. Now, while this was designed to be for ease of use on handheld devices, players on traditional PCs who prefers a mouse and keyboard can also have the option to use a controller to navigate and play in the app if they would like. Okay, so we talked about how by making your games an Xbox Play Anywhere game, it's going to be available in the PC app, and it's going to help you tap into this growing audience and provide them with a seamless and enjoyable gaming experience. So now I'm going to pass the mic to Jose, who's going to talk about how the updated experience is going to help our gamers discover your games. It's going to help you boost game sales, and it's going to help in you connect deeply with players. So, with that,
Hi, everyone. My name is Jose Rady, and I'm also a product manager lead at Xbox. Nice to meet you all. I've been with Xbox for the last 3 years, and the first of those 3 years, I was actually working on cloud gaming. So a lot of my background was initially on creating delightful experiences that would span a web browser, the Xbox app on PC, and even in our consoles. So some of the things that I got to learn firsthand was the value of having platform capabilities like Xbox Play Anywhere that can take your game across devices. And we got to see firsthand how players engage more deeply. And more importantly for you all, how that creates some opportunities to monetize further, which is always super interesting. Now, for the last 2 years at Xbox, I've actually transitioned to focus much more on PC. And it's been really cool because I've been able to bring a lot of the learnings and the lessons that I acquire on cloud gaming and try to apply that to the PC ecosystem. I have the privilege of leading a team of product managers, and we really try to look at the end to end player journey from awareness of a given title to actual consideration, acquisition, engagement and playtime, and post acquisition. So you may see me go back to that journey to try to highlight some of the features within the app. Now, Tila talked a lot about our strategy. She talked a lot about the importance of XPA. So I'm not going to go too deep on those concepts. You already heard plenty about that. But I think what I'll try to do is now highlight some of the things, some of the functionality and features in the app for monetization, for discovery, as well as some of the experiences recently built to make sure that post acquisition, we also have services that keep kind of driving that engagement with our players. So the first thing is talking a little more about our diversity in business models. We believe that at the center of our monetization strategy is choice, giving players choice to acquire and interact with the games in the way that makes the most sense for them. And we don't believe that there's a one size fits all today, right? Players may prefer traditional purchases. Players may like being part of a subscription that grants them access to a lot of games. They may like to use streaming for more flexibility and convenience, or they may just like to try free to play games before they know if they are games that they would like and they would like to invest their time on. The key here is that regardless of the business model that you choose for your games, we want to make sure that the app is there to help you be successful. So let's start with Game Pass. Game Pass was the original value proposition in our app, and it will continue to be a key pillar of our strategy. Now, the good thing about Game Pass is that through the years, we've really learned the things that help players find new games, engage deeply with the ones that they love, and find this really virtuous cycle of always being discovering new content. And we think that a lot of the lessons learned there, our insights, can be applied to other business models. And that's a unique value proposition that we have as Xbox, because we've been able to actually experiment a ton with that and see what works and what doesn't. For buy to play, I'm going to show you in a couple slides how we've updated our landing experience. But we've moved from an experience that primarily focuses on Game Pass content in the app to an experience that's all encompassing content from Game Pass as well as content from store to make sure that your games, whether in Game Pass or not, can be viewed and acquired by the right audiences. Free to play is another great example that benefits from this new experience. Obviously, with free to play, as you all know, there's a more streamlined process, less barriers. But what we try to do in the app is really lean into post acquisition experiences. We know that players will get to your game, but then the important part is how do we make sure they stay engaged? And as you create additional content or avenues for monetization, that we can highlight those. And this last one is close and dear to my heart. I started my career with Xbox on cloud gaming, but I would say streaming has always proven to be really good at adding convenience and flexibility. There may be people on our emerging markets, for example, that cannot necessarily feasibly purchase a high-end gaming device. Streaming is a great solve for them. Or there may be people who want their experience to go with them. Maybe they're on a trip, on a commute. They don't have access to their primary device. It may be on a shared room. And we feel like that's another great value proposition of the app, giving access to games through the cloud. So let's talk about something that's probably super important and top of mind for you all, which is discovery. So what I'm actually showing you on screen is our updated landing experience for the app. And you can see now the title lists home rather than Game Pass. And the reason for that is we really want to land discovery features that help players find your games, whether on the catalog or not. one of the talking points, or one of the things that we consider when thinking about discovery, is if we just take the data point of 2024, there were 18,000 PC games that shipped during that single year. And I know that's probably super top of mind for all of you, because when you have that many games landing on a given year, being able to have differentiators, the right awareness becomes super critical. And we want to hear more from you. We want to understand your pains, and we want to make sure that we're creating an app that solves for some of them. We do think differentiators like Xbox Play Anywhere, the positioning we can do in the app for it, as well as multi-device support, can really tell your game apart from others who may not have that capability. Now, if you're not familiar with the app and this is the first time that you're seeing the landing page, for a long time, Game Pass was the main tab that we would present any user who would come to visit it. And you can see how that is very limiting, because a lot of players who may visit the app just trying to find a new game to play would be defer from it. They would be like, hey, maybe this app is not for me. I don't want to be a subscriber. You don't have any content that may be interesting to me because I want to purchase my games. So over the last 12 months, we've actually evolved our app so that it is much more encompassing of Game Pass and non-Game Pass content. Now it is designed to showcase the latest and greatest. And you can see we're using a couple placeholders, but a lot of our activations may be about sales that are going on that just landed on the app. They may be about picks for me that may include content from the app, or sorry, from the Game Pass catalog or not. And for purposes of for purposes of the presentation, all content is first party. But I can assure you, today if I go to my app, or if you want to try it after the session, you will see a plethora of content from either the app or not. Or sorry, from Game Pass or not. Now, as we've evolved the home experience, this landing experience, we've also wanted to improve Game Pass. So Game Pass historically has been very successful as making sure people get access to base games. But there's always a lot of great content that may be in addition to that base game available in the subscription. So what we've done is we've added certain improvements to the Game Pass experience so that we can now include add-ons, bundles, premium editions, and really help players explore more of your content, especially when they've shown such a strong signal already, which is they may have downloaded your base game, they may be playing it, and we believe that helps a ton, landing better conversion rates. Now let's talk a little bit more about personalization. I think Tila mentioned it in a couple of her slides, but I think personalization is dear and near to our hearts. It's something that we've been really working on for quite a few years with our Game Pass subscribers. And we're really trying to bring more of that goodness into just our landing page, whether the content is in Game Pass or not. What you can find in today's Xbox app is a lot of targeted and personalized content. And we try to showcase that across all of our pages, whether that is home, whether that's the Game Pass tab, whether that's our store tab. So on screen here, what you can see is a component we called, and a concept we call Picks for You. And what it's doing is actually grabbing a lot of signal from my history for games that I played, add-ons I bought, additional content that I've acquired, and creating a list of games that are interesting and probably really relevant for me. Once again, first party only for the presentation, but today I checked mine and there were a lot of new interesting games that were already picked for me. Now, what is the thing that powers a lot of our recommendations and a lot of our personalization in the app? We actually use a lot of different machine learning algorithms that are powered by Azure Cognitive Services, and we evolve them over time. It is something that we don't feel like there's a silver bullet that will ever get personalization to a place where every single piece will be 100% relevant to a single player, but we're just constantly trying to be humble about it, iterate, experiment, and just continue to find ways to put your content in front of the right audience. And then finally, Picks for You is not the only experience we have in the app. We have plenty of other personalized concepts. A couple of additional ones are more like these. That is a concept that uses games, base games that you played, to recommend you other games that may be interesting based on criteria and tags and the type of game that you're playing, and add-ons for you. And that one actually looks at games that you have purchased or played and tries to find additional add-ons that may be available for you to purchase. And it is in a very highly visible place of the app to make sure that we have that conversion. Now, discovery is not the only part of our funnel. It is equally important to make sure that as we move our players from awareness to consideration, we can land a great acquisition experience. And that's where our storefront comes to play. DC is a place where we allow players to find, purchase, gift, and even add games to their wish lists. And once again, our product teams do a really good job at trying to focus on that end-to-end journey of what should happen before acquisition, during acquisition, and then after acquisition. I'll use an example, wish list today. I know that wish lists are a super interesting and powerful concept in the gaming industry. We see about 1/3 of our audience, of our gaming audience in the app, actually adding one or more games to their wish list. So what we've done is we've crafted a lot of great experiences around how do I notify you? How do I make sure I can bring you on to special deals, discount sales, get you to land in the app, and get you to acquire? And more importantly, then recommend you additional things to do. So that's something that I think you'll see us continue experiment in the near future as well. Our rich game detail pages are another great example of a surface that is there to try to showcase a complete view of your games. We know that your games may have base versions. They may be a premium version of it. They may be an upgrade path to such premium version. And we try to bring all of those pieces together. Why? Because at the end of the day, we want to make sure we're giving players choice. Some players may just want to acquire that base version. Some players may want the premium one. Some players may try the base version first and then decide that they want to upgrade. So those paths are all available to our product detail pages. An example that I'm showing here that has been a really awesome surprise for the product team is for games such as About that may be part of our Game Pass subscription. These premium upgrade add-ons have been really successful. And the reason for that is you get a strong signal from a player who's already going to get a base version of the game in the app. And by offering premium add-ons that may allow you to jump early into the game or get additional content, we see really high conversion rates. And what's really important and interesting is that it is not specific necessarily to Game Pass. Any game in the catalog, any game in the app can use a similar tactic of having a base game, an upgrade pad, if players engage with that base game, or a premium edition like we've seen more traditionally. And then finally, we'll continue to look for prominent placement for sales, deals, discounts, and different type of badging and UX that we can put throughout so that players understand when something is happening. We can guide their engagement there and make sure that they can acquire and start playtime. Now, another thing that we're really excited to share with you all is late last year, we shipped a new experience that we call Game Hubs. And the reason for that is we believe that driving continuous engagement plus acquisition is as important as just getting players to acquire your game for the first time. I'm gonna take out the placeholders in a second, but what you can see here is it's a full-blown experience that showcase all details of your game and has a couple of really interesting components where we can highlight DLC, we can highlight timely events, we can make sure we connect all the pieces, even post-acquisition. Now, in the short time after release, this has become our third most widely used surface, and that's awesome. The reason for that is because all the content that you see here comes primarily for you from you all. And this is a great way for you to create connection with our players and for us to make sure that we experiment with different ways of highlighting this content and ideally lead to on ramps to monetization. So let me decompose a little bit the page for you guys to see what you're seeing. Now all placeholders are gone. You can see we're seeing Age of Mythology. And at the top part of it, where you see new DLC, this is our component that's used to show timely updates. So a couple of examples of that. If you just launch a new DLC, we will showcase it there. If there's a live event going on that you're trying to use to boost engagement, we'll show it there. If there's a premium upgrade pad, let's say your game just launched and you want to raise visibility, that will take precedence and we'll show it there. But we don't stop there. We try to find other experiences that can be interesting to build trust and build that long-term relationship with your players. We showcase if any of your friends are playing this title. We create on ramps to start a session with them. We create on ramps for you to share the latest from your session. We make sure we highlight news and publish your posts from all of you. And then obviously for those players who are completionists, we want to make sure that we can highlight achievements, highlight where they are on their progress, and how they can continue to complete that particular game. So once again, another surface that we're really proud and excited about, and you can expect us to continue experimenting with in the near future. Perfect. So I've shown you a bit of a glimpse into a lot of different experiences in the app, new and updated, that ideally help you connect with the right audiences at the right time. And I just wanted to make sure that I call out that we're not done yet. You can take this as a commitment from all of us. We'll continue to drive experiences that really highlight that cross-platform value proposition of Xbox Play Anywhere titles. We'll continue to increase opportunities for acquisition, whether that means sales, that means add-ons, premium upgrades, deals, and discounts. We'll continuously expand our catalog. I think that's another great learning and insight from Game Pass is having a diverse catalog allows us to reach a very diverse audience as well. And we want to make sure that's true for games in Game Pass, but also not in Game Pass. And then last but not least, we'll continue to find ways to deepen the connection between players and your stories. And we'll try to use different tactics, whether that means leveraging rewards, leveraging benefits, trying to celebrate progress, and incentivize playtime, which at the end of the day is super critical to make sure that your players are getting the best out of your games. Now, I know it's been probably a long day for a lot of you. I mentioned a lot of things. I know we've covered a lot of ground. So I thought I would do a little bit of a recap here for you. And I think if you're going to walk away with one thing out of this session, is that our mission is to really help your game succeed. We focus a lot of our attention on players, Tila and I. That's our main day to day job. But I would say what we're trying to do here at GDC is learn from you all. What is top of mind? What is challenging? What are some of the blind spots that we may have? And if possible, also share of some of the insights that we have from players, what we've seen, where there's unmet needs, where there's challenges. And on the how, obviously Tila introduced these different categories earlier, but we want to make sure that we're helping you expand your reach. We think that, a highly qualified audience and engaged audience we have in the app is a great way of doing that. We want to make sure that we support whatever selected business models you have. There's not a one size fits all, and we want to make sure that we have that flexibility in our experience. And then finally, we strongly believe that acquisition is just the beginning, and we want to make sure that we create bridges and on ramps for you guys to continuously engage and connect with your player base and to really celebrate all the great content, updates, and additions that you may add over time. Now we still have some time throughout the week, so I thought we could summarize and highlight a couple of sessions that I think could be really relevant if you found these presentation helpful. Later today, we're actually going to be the Xbox team is going to be hosting a game studio panel on how to scale cross-platform development across both Xbox and PC. And I would highly recommend it if some of the things you want to learn more about are cross-platform game development. What does it take to do multi-device support? What type of insights our developers may have? Best practices? What are some of the challenges? What are some of the benefits? Another great talk for tomorrow before launch is our strategies for indie devs on how to succeed with Xbox. This one will give you much more of a technical view on how to increase reach and impact across cloud, across PC platforms, across console, and some of the requirements and benefits of Xbox Play Anywhere. So once again, another great session to attend if you have time. And then last but not least, to wrap it up in the afternoon on Thursday, we're going to be hosting an Xbox Play Anywhere developer roundtable, which is once again another great opportunity to listen to stories from our creators, get the real talk on best practices for structuring your game as an Xbox Play Anywhere, how to do cross saves, cross entitlements, cross play. So another great one to check out if you have the time. Now, if you don't have the time and will have to catch up on recording, here's kind of a little bit of a cheat sheet. If you're sold, you want to start learning how to do it, how to start making your games XPA. Quick reminder: you'll have to enable cross progression. Value there is that players will be able to bring their saves, their add-ons, their achievements across devices. You'll have to be able to enable cross entitlement. That allows players to move from PC, Windows PC, and Xbox console and other devices without a need to purchase another game. And then the last but not least, enabling cross-play as optional. This is really nice to avoid any weirdness during gaming nights when one of your friends may not have the exact same device that you do. Believe me, I run into that a couple times every week. So if you want a single one-stop shop, you can visit that link. It's a brand new website we just created. You'll have all the information you need to make sure that you get started with XPA. And with that said, it's been really an honor presenting to all of you. It's been really exciting. I know for both Tila and myself. We're going to be hosting a Q&A session. I think as soon as we're done, we can probably take some questions on the outside because I know another team is coming. But we're also going to be on our Xbox lobby lounge later today from 4:30 to 5. Our area of expertise is very much so very specific to player scenarios, to product experiences, to strategy from the app, and we'd be happy to share more there about those. That said, if you have some more technical questions, you want information on topics we may not be experts for, we would be also happy to connect you with the right folks from our team. And if those times do not work for you, we're also going to be at the lounge during those times later today on Wednesday, tomorrow Thursday, and then for the morning on Friday. And yeah, hope you have a fantastic rest of your GDC conference. It's been awesome to see you guys and meet you guys today. And yeah, have a great day.
All right, I see some people still sticking around. Does anyone have questions that you want to ask the team? We can either, we'll see by show of hands, people can meet in the back, or I can take a question here and hand you the mic. Anybody? All right, then. You have a question?
I just had a quick question. With the Xbox PC app, does if my game is already on PC and it's like offline single player game, can I make builds? Can I start with bringing my game to the Xbox PC app first and then bring it to console, or do I need to? I don't know if that makes sense. Like what I'm asking. Yeah.
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 Yeah, you can hear me. I think we'll definitely, can talk more about the specifics of your game. But I would say a lot of our talk today is intended for that cross-device progression. But that doesn't mean it's your only route. But we would be happy to, take more questions on the booth. Make sure we connect you to the right folks. Especially if you already have a title, it would be awesome to, land it on the experience. But it would probably depend on the details behind the title.
And I'll provide kind of a my name's Clint. I'm on the technical side. We publish the GDK and we support developers. So generally, if you have a Win32 game, then you bring that to our store, and you can choose the console store first. You can choose the PC store first. I'm personally recommending to all developers. So we do developer outreach. We train developers how to build using the GDK. I strongly recommend actually building for PC first, is that gets you like 85, 90% of the way there. And then you can take the fairy dust for Xbox and sprinkle it on and then build those specialized interface layers that get you optimized for the console hardware and the specifics of how memory managed, etc. So that is way easier. If you did it the other way, I would actually recommend you do it the other way. So if you told me you had an Xbox game and you wanted to build a game for PC, I would say, hey, do you have a Win32 game base that you already have? Why don't we go ahead and build that version for the Xbox store and then build up from there? So if you haven't done it yet, then please remember that one thing: build for the Xbox app on PC first, because that'll teach you everything you need to know, and then you can go from there. Did I answer your question? Okay, got it. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, there's another question. Here you go.
Yes. Hello, hey. I had a question about the app and the discovery.
Uh-huh.
Is it purely driven by the algorithms, or is there opportunities for featuring as well?
You want to take that?
Yeah, I can take that one. So the discovery is driven by both algorithmic channels. So the row that you see on home, like picks for you that Jose share. There's also a curated aspect of it as well. And so there's the algorithm that, picks and choose based on player behavior, what we know about them, the games they play. But then we also have a really awesome marketing team that does the curated content based on what's happening in the industry. What are some news and live and events that we want to share with our players? And together, both of those makes the discovery experiences throughout the app.
And just to complete the question, then, so is it something that can be discussed with your teams to, in a collaborative way, find those featuring opportunities, or is it purely decided by your editorial team?
Uh, it, some of it is a lot of it depending on the areas in the app. There are a lot that is driven by purely by our marketing teams, and then there are areas where we can work together. So come and talk to us at the booth, and then we can share more ways and how we can do that together. Any other questions?
Those are two great questions. Okay, so if you haven't gotten around to it, I know it's late in the afternoon, but if you come think of it later, you get many more chances, even up to 9:30 p.m. at night apparently. So that means that I support them, so I'll have to work there too with them. But if you come find us in the lobby lounge, if you don't see them, come find me, and then I'll make sure that you connect with your questions. So thanks everyone for coming today, and thank you for Tila and Jose for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.